People think he or she or it just recently arrived from outer space. Others aren't so sure. On this edition of Scientific American Frontiers, we're going to try to find out what's real in science and what's not. I'm Alan Alda. Join me now as we venture into the realm of pseudoscience. At a secret military installation somewhere in America, 2 Air Force pathologists examined the body of an alien being. A few weeks ago, the alien spacecraft crash-landed in the New Mexico desert, where it was discovered by a local rancher. All wreckage and alien remains were quickly impounded. All details are now classified top secret. An Air Force cameraman has been called in to document the autopsy of one of the aliens. It's an event of the utmost importance, the first evidence of a visit to Earth of beings from another world. The alien is clearly advanced. It no longer needs large teeth to eat. The size of the skull indicates a highly developed brain. And the eyes appear to be protected from space rays by special contact lenses. It is 1947. To avoid public panic, the government suppresses all word of this historic event. But Scientific American Frontiers managed to acquire a copy of the film. Well, all right, disregard everything I just said. Actually, we faked the whole thing in a Hollywood special effects house run by Steve Johnson, who played the other pathologist in the autopsy. Thanks. Good to get out of that.
You're telling me. Got a few new wrinkles on our faces now.
This is the alien autopsy film that we were mimicking. First shown on TV in the early 90s, it was accompanied by the same kind of claims we just made for our alien. To special effects people like Steve, it's an obvious hoax, and not a very good one. It looks more like a tailor's dummy with no apparent structure like a skeleton to hold it up. Somehow, the cameraman never manages to get the close-ups in focus. And whenever there's any interesting action, like opening the skull, a convenient shoulder obscures the view.
The biggest thing that made the other one false is that there is absolutely no sense of weight to it. I mean, if you remember, they're kind of pretending to look in the mouth. They just do this kind of thing. They kind of pretend to examine the head, as opposed to doing what we've done here, really being able to see weight and mass. Now, that's one thing that really makes this much more believable, because you can pick it up. You can really see how a body would react. It is just as hard to do as it would be in reality.
In science, there's a useful doctrine called Occam's razor. It says the simplest explanation is probably the right one. That means the only aliens around come from Hollywood.
Now, the bone doesn't seem to have any marrow in it, but that would only be...
Getting picky, are you?
Yeah, well, I'm beginning to believe that this is not a real alien. What made you make the teeth like this?
We wanted to have some degree of interest inside the mouth, so we made teeth that were vestigial.
So these people apparently have evolved to the point where they drink their meals out of a can.
That's right.
Or they take a pill once a month. This is a boring life. No wonder they're out exploring other planets. They have nothing to live for in their own planet. I'd like you to meet a new acquaintance of mine. Some people think he or she or it just recently arrived from outer space. Others aren't so sure. On this edition of Scientific American Frontiers, we're going to try to find out what's real in science and what's not. I'm Alan Alda. Join me now as we venture into the realm of pseudoscience. At a secret military installation somewhere in America, 2 Air Force pathologists examined the body of an alien being. A few weeks ago, the alien spacecraft